Hello, good morning, Dwayne. Good morning, Stephanie. Stephanie, thank you so much for being here and being here on time. As I mentioned on the phone, the first I will go over the agreement to participate in good faith. So I hope that you have the chance to read this sheet, and hopefully you are somewhat familiar with it. I do want to hit some high points. I will begin with term good faith and give you a definition what that means to me. Good faith means that you are here to make situation better. We are here to try to move forward in an honest, productive way to help the situation for each of you. That means we are going to tell truth. Obviously, we are not going to embellish. We are going to try to put ourselves in each other's shoes. We are going to try to see the situation from other person's perspective, and hopefully, when we work out of here in a few minutes or an hour or whatever it takes, we are in a better place than we are now. So this mediation will be your own work. I'm simply here to facilitate the conversation, and I will be the instrument to write your resolution down. But again, it is up to each of you to voluntarily agree to the terms that we put down on this paper. And as I told again on the phone and via email, I'm not Anthony. I don't work for either of you. I'm simply here as a neutral party to facilitate a conversation between you. And again, hopefully you will get to the mutual understanding. I cannot make any decisions for you. You know that this is a voluntary process. Everything we see in the mediation is confidential, so you cannot share with anyone. You can talk about the process with family and friends if you would like, but the actual substance of what we discuss here under Colorado law is strictly confidential. You should also understand that it also applies to me. However, there is one exception that the report I will write will be given to the executive director. So also, I would like to complete a survey when you are done with your mediation today. That can be found on our website. It will literally take 2 minutes or less. So I would really appreciate that if you can do that today or tomorrow. Any questions concerning this agreement?
No.
I want to go through some ground rules. We are going to start out, as I mentioned on the phone, with Stephanie telling her story. I would like you to keep that to 3 or 4 minutes. While she telling her story, I like doing to say it quietly. If you hear something that you disagree with, please just keep it to yourself. If you want to take some notes, whether on the paper or mental notes, that would be great. Please do not interrupt verbally or slap the table or rolling your eyes. While tell his story. The same rules applies to you, Stephanie. No interruption, no body language interruption. And I want you to listen each other and put yourself in each other's shoes. You know, mediation involves compromise. You do not normally get everything you want. Keep that in mind. Do you have any questions? That was all I have, unless you have any questions.
No, I haven't any question.
Okay. So it's your turn, Stephanie. You can tell your story.
Okay. I'm Stephanie. When I was young, I really want to be a fireman, but my father always made me feel guilty for not wanting to take care of the family business. Finally, I gave up my dream and followed the path my parents laid out for me. I prepared a lot for taking over my family's store. I went to the business school. Besides, I continued to use the opportunity to work at some unique grocery stores in larger cities to expand my experience and be able to bring a more complete and rounded experience to manage my family store. I think it would all be worth it when I finally become the owner and manager of my own store. However, my father seems to find fault in everything I'm doing, challenging the quality of my work and my work ethic for not working enough hours. What worse, he even announced to my family at his 69th birthday party that he was not going to step down, not going to retire or turn the family business over to me, because I was not ready to run the business. At the beginning, I felt angry and hurt, but now I felt lost. I realized my father always tried to manipulate my life. He had devoted my life up to his point to preparing his own and manage the family business. Now what were I supposed to do? My father has robbed me of the opportunity to make something out of my life in a direction of my choosing. I know how stubborn my father is, but I hope he will see the error of his ways and decide to step down, because he promised he would do.
Okay, okay, Stephanie. You have mentioned that you have prepared a lot for taking over the store. That is great. So you have made great efforts for that. I just want to know that what is the consequence you want to get from this mediation?
I want my father to keep his promise, step down and turn the family business over to me. Besides, he should know that I have the right to make decisions of my life. He can't manipulate everything.
Okay, okay. So it's your turn doing. You can tell your story.
Well, hi, I'm Dorian, and I'm Stephanie's father, and also I'm a manager of a family grocery store. Well, at this point, I think I quite have a lot of things want to say. The grocery store is my, I put all of my life, energy into that one, the business, and I'm really old at this time, and I want to in turn to keep my doctor in charge of the business. But so far, I don't think she's qualified for this job currently. Sure, my doctor, she learned a lot of knowledge from book in school, and really have many knowledge about how to operate the business, but not in specific business management position, which means I think the real life experience is more important than those knowledges. But thinks she's really, over confidence about the knowledge he has learned, and she believes that uh, if use this knowledge, she can manage this business very well. But that's not the reality. And she gives me the feeling that she doesn't want to calm down and think about my words, especially when sometimes I want to give her some suggestions. She have a very resistant attitude. She seems to be just trying to fight with me. That's really bother me, and I think that's not a really a good attitude for a mature manager should have, which makes more question about whether she is ready. So that's why I will mention in my birthday party, I will continually to in charge of the store. I think she will understand and everyone in my family will understand. But however, since no one really understand me and seems I'm being the bad bad man, in the family, and now there are nobody really willing to talk with me, and all of them are want to say me. So that's really hurt my feeling. But my standpoint is really want to concern the good of our family business, concern about the how to manage our family's business well, and I'm considering my family's, my doctors attitudes and their man. But I don't know why the thing's going in this direction. I'm confused, and I'm really old at this time. How much time do I have to spend with my family? I can't think about some terrible situation at this time. So I'm really struggling. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, okay. So doing you have talk about your worries for your daughter, and to take over the business. So can you specifically talk about that? Which aspect should she improve to own the store?
Well, firstly, I think is she's attitude of over, confidence. She don't think she need any more experience to manage the business. But in fact, there are so many things she have now learned in the book, and she need to exercise those experience in the real life, in the real business operation. And secondly, sometimes attitude to deal with the problem, to uh, get along with the staff in the business in the store is not quite mature. Yeah, that's the point. Uh,
Okay, thank you for sharing. So let's move to next part. So both of you have talked about the capacity of Stephanie. I just want to know more about what kind of capacity which you are more concerned about. So Stephanie, you have mentioned that you have prepared for the day for a long time. You have been to college to receive a business degree and give up your dream. How was that how was your grade and achievement in your college, and how was your work in fancy school?
Although my dream is becoming a fireman, I still study hard to get good grades in college. When I graduate, I become the top 10% of the whole business major. Besides, I have built a good relationship with my major professor. I'm one of his favorite students. As for the work in fancy stores, I have learned many precious experience there. I believe those who don't have this experience will not be more visionary than me.
Okay, okay, sounds great. So, Mr. Dwayne, you may have a basic understanding about her academic skills and practical experience. Why do you think she is not qualified to take over the a family grocery store? Is there anything you can suggest for her?
well, maybe some of the words sentences she says make sense, but I have some questions. Did my doctor really know how to work hard to make the necessary decision? And was her really committed to the family store? Does she have enough time with her young families? I mean, if she cannot handle the have a problem or troubles in the family store, will she lead the store out or serving the store, which one I put all my life energy into? I really concerned about that. There are so many things, not just only about the knowledge, but his attitude and his attitude to the staff, to the whole story, and his attitude how to balance her family and the work.
Okay, so I got that, Stephanie. Do you think what your father has said makes sense? What he means that you still need some improvement for your future career, and don't get comfortable.
No, I don't agree with him. I have worked at the fancy stores and I learned many experience there. I think my father always annoyed at me and never appreciated my ability. I think he just want to stay to manage the family business. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So, Mr. Dwayne, do you have any comment?
Well, I think maybe I'm not just not appreciate with your ability, but I'm trying to tell you, you need to be humble, and I'm not good. I'm not, you know, I know you have some very great ability to deal with the business or something else, but you still need to learn something from others. This is my point.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Okay, let's us to move another topic. It seems that you have a lot of misunderstanding in your relationship after your storytelling. Stephanie has said she cannot choose her own direction of her life. Stephanie, can you give us a specific example to illustrate your point?
Sure. Such as, I wanted to be a fireman when I growing up. I believed even through high school that I was destined to be a fireman. I applied and was accepted to Fire Academy. I was all set to go, but my father kept making me feel guilty for not wanting to take care of the family business. Finally, I gave up, and decided there really wasn't any choice but to follow the path my father laid out for me.
So, Mr. Doing, do you want to briefly explain the situation? It seems that you really want to say something about that.
Well, it's partially true, but I have no idea about she's really like the fireman. I don't know about that before this mediation. I know she's quite interesting about being a fireman, but I don't know the you know the how the degree she want to be that one. But I think compared to the fireman, to be a person who managing the family business is meaningful, and because I can take care of her life around me, and that thing is really good for her. It's just good for her, you know. I have never want to hurt my doctor.
Okay, it seems that both of you always just misunderstand each other's intention. That is a common conflict in the communication between parents and children. Parents just want to take more care of their children as much as they can to help him to find a better way. Although sometimes children do not like that way. Dwayne has mentioned that all your family, all Stephanie's family avoided her. Why would that, Stephanie?
Because I avoided him because he promised to turn over the business to me, but he refused it now. I think my family avoided him maybe because they worried about his health. You know, he's 89 years old, 69 years old, yeah, and they may think he's too mean to me.
Okay, so any comment for that, Mr. Dwayne?
To be honest, I really now want to continue work at this time, but after I thinking about those questions I have mentioned before, to think about if my doctor really have those qualifications to be the manager of the family business. I think it's really a tough argument for me to make. I know there may be my family will not support that it, but I think it's really a decision which trying to protect the family business, but also my family, my doctor. Because even once my doctor, she's not good at how to managing the family business. Once she faced the failure, and she decided to sell the business. I think it's not just hurt the business itself, but hurt my doctor's confidence and hurt her career in the future. So I think I have to be the manager at this time and still training my doctor until she's reach the requirement of to be a manager. That's all.
Okay, I understand that. So it seems that the communication channel between you guys should be improved. But I'm confident that we will get that. So We will move to another topic, Mr. Dwayne and Stephanie. You have just told me that uh, Dwayne would hand everything over to Stephanie after your 69th birthday. Do you still hold that position? Do you still hold that position now, Stephanie? Do you think your dad should hand everything to you after his birthday?
Yes, sure. He promised that because, but he refuses to turn over the business to me. I think he should do that because businessmen should always keep their promise. And he is a successful businessman, so I think he knows the importance of keeping his promise.
Okay, so please briefly explain your promise, Mr. Dwayne.
Yeah, I will. I'm not canceling my or drop my promise, but I think it's not a super time for you to take in charging the company, the business currently, because I have more experience than you for around 20 or 30 years, you know that. And I really see many times many things are happened in the past several years. And I really do not want to hurt your feeling and hurt you man, and also in the meantime hurt our family business, which I put all of my life into. But that's not means I really want to continually leading the family business. I'm not as so ambitious at this time because I'm really old. I really want to relax at this time to just be people who can walk in the park and to enjoy the sunlight. I really hope like enjoying your life like that, but at this time, currently, I have to handle to lead the company, and until you have the ability, you have the you know certificate to be the manager.
Okay, Mr. Dwayne, I got that. You did promise you would handle everything to your daughter, but now you just doubt about her capacity and her dedication to her work. Because it is work which you have fought through your life. You just want to make sure that it would be more successful in the future. What you have done was just want to give more time for your daughter to prepare for the business. This is a misunderstanding between you guys, and I do not want to. And you do not want to break up with your family, and you need more respect and care from your family, right?
Sure.
Okay. So let me just summarize our topics. Firstly, we have talked about the capacity problem. Stephanie thought she had prepared for a long time and ready for taking over the business, but Dwayne thought it was too early to hand over everything to Stephanie. He thought she was not ready for that. In terms of the communication problem, both of you has had some obstacles between you. Hopefully, we will solve that problems in the end. And finally, we have talked about how to hand over everything, when to hand over everything to Stephanie. And I think we may have a specific solution for that. That's all I have so far. So did I miss anything? Okay.
No.
Okay. So let's move forward. In this part, we are gonna put forward some solutions for the problems which we have covered. So firstly, we are gonna to focus on the capacity of Stephanie. Do you have specific qualifications for your qualified successor of the business, Mr. Dwayne?
Well, I think firstly is the attitude when facing the hard troubles. You need to, sometimes you need to make some decisions, and at that time you really need to think twice and calm down. And secondly, you need to have a very, you know, great attitude to facing your faculty, your staffs in the store, because they really, they are the person who supported you, and if you are not good with them, they will not, you know, listen to you and take the something that you are not expecting.
Okay, so Stephanie, your father has mentioned some aspect you can improve. Do you agree with that? What is your plan to fix your drawbacks and improve yourself?
Yeah. But my father is a stubborn person. So as long as he can talk to me softly, I prefer communicate with him and learn his business experience sincerely. I know he's an elite in business, and I really want to become a successful businessman like him.
Okay, what is your opinion about that, Dwayne?
No, sure, I can, you know, sometimes maybe I think in the past, maybe sometimes my thoughts is not very well towards my doctor, and maybe I can improve those aspects. And I think I really want to talk with my doctor everything. If she need, I really want to talk to her, and I think that's a good opportunity for us to talk with each other. And I will trying to, calm down and talking softly.
Okay, it seems that we have reached agreement to some extent. So move on. I think we have to solve our key problem between you, the management of the grocery store. Dwayne has promised he would retire at 69 years old, but now he thinks Stephanie didn't uh, was not qualified to take over the business. Do you have a concrete timetable for retiring, Mr. Dwayne?
To be honest, I really now want to, continue work at this position. I have talked to you at the beginning. I just want to ensure the family business is okay, and my doctor, she need time to raise this ability to reach the requirement of being the manager to take in charge of the business. So for me, I think I can retire at any time once my doctor have reached the requirement to be that manager. Yeah.
Okay, I got your point. So what is your opinion about that, Stephanie?
Um, I think maybe he doesn't want to retire. He just want to take our family business all the time. Besides, he always find the faults in everything I'm doing. He challenging the quality of my work. And think I don't have enough time to work. So he may use this excuse to avoid me.
No, absolutely no. I I really just concerned is not in a suitable way, but I really concerned about you, and every action I have done is really for you, the good for you, you know.
But I have working as an assistant manager for 10 years, so I'm sure I can do this well. Now I'm 40 years ago, so I think it's time for me to take over the business.
Okay, okay. I understand both of you, but the simple argument will not lead to the consensus. For the management of the store, I will suggest that Stephanie, you can just manage the store for a short period of time. During that time, you can do whatever you want. After the period of time, we can see how it's going in the store. It is a great chance for Stephanie to prove yourself, and it is really helpful for Mr. Dwayne to see whether she is ready for taking over the business. How about that, Mr. Dwayne?
Hmm, maybe. I think maybe sometimes I'm really over concerned about the situation. And I think I can give my doctor around the 2 months if she really can prove that I have the wrong position or the wrong ideas in my mind. I like. I prefer to give her some time to prove. I think it's okay for me.
Okay, it sounds great. So, uh, Stephanie, for you can manage the store independently, but Mr. Dwayne has said there is a time limit, 2 months. Do you think it is reasonable, Stephanie?
Yeah, that's exactly I want to see. I think it's acceptable. I will take this opportunity to prove myself, and I won't let him down. I have accepted this chance for a long time.
Okay, okay. So we'll move on. The final problem, I think it is a fundamental problem in your family, because you have said a lot of communication obstacles between you. Stephanie, you have mentioned that your family avoided Mr. Dwayne because of the right to manage the store. Since your father have been 6, 9 years old, do you think it is a mature solution for solving problem?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. That's my fault. My father is 69 years old, and I shouldn't make my whole family avoid him. I think I may hurt my father's heart, so I feel sorry about this.
Okay, what is your attitude about that, Mr. Dwayne?
I think accept my doctor's apologies, and I think sometimes maybe my uh, the approach always to talk with my doctor or even my family may so havoc to them. I think I will try my best to change my attitudes in the future, and I really want to enjoy a very great, the families we can share our happiness and share the things of also the our family business are better and better. I think that's really something I expect in the future, and I really want that to be the truth.
Mm,
Okay, okay, Mr. Dwayne. Uh, okay, so I think you both of you began to perceive things in each other's perspective. Uh, so, Mr. Dwayne, can you try to respect Stephanie's idea and her thoughts? Because she has been 40 years old. She has the right to choose her own life. You can express your concern or worries, but you better not interrupt her own choices.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's time to, you know, I cannot always to restrict her, and I think it's time for her to you know make her own future, make her own color.
Okay, it seems that we have covered all the conflicts. in our mediation, I think it is a really successful mediation. So let us just summarize the conflicts we have covered. Firstly, we have talked about the capacity problem. Stephanie thought she had prepared for that for a long time and ready for taking over the business, but Dwayne thought it was too early to hand over everything to Stephanie. But finally, we have reached a consensus that Stephanie can manage the store for 2 months based on the outcome of her management. Dwayne can decide whether she had the ability to manage the store. Uh, and in terms of the communication problems, both of you have set some obstacles between you originally, but in the end, we believe that the argument and avoidance will not contribute to a good relationship. You should try to you believe that you should try to consider things in each other's shoes. Stephanie has should give more cares to doing, and doing should respect and interrupt less about Stephanie's choice. To become a qualified successor, Stephanie has agreed to learn from doing, and doing you should also be confident of your daughter. She is so great. In this way, I hope you can establish a healthy communication channel between you guys. So it seems that we have a really nice mediation. I appreciate all your effort to engage and improve your situation. Thank you for that.
Thank you for your effort to solve our problem.
Okay, thank you.